Hi guys, Graham here, and welcome to my new digital painting series. Right, what we're going to start off with is just this rose. I'm going to show you exactly how I made this, and it's going to be in time lapse, and I'm going to narrate the whole thing for you, let you know exactly what I'm doing as I'm doing it. So this is the initial sketch that I started off with. I made this on Photoshop CS6 with a Wacom graphics tablet. I've got the Wacom Bamboo, but any tablet is fine as long as it has a few things. The first thing you'll definitely need is multi-touch capabilities. I think that's what it's called. What that's good for is if you put two fingers on the tablet and rotate, it rotates the canvas, which allows you to get much better angles with your hand when you're doing a certain line. Maybe a bit tricky to do a certain angle, and rather than having to twist and try and do the line from another angle, you can just rotate the canvas and do the line exactly how you want it. So pinch in and zoom in is another thing that you'll get if you have a graphics tablet that has that capability. And another thing that you'll want is a pen that if you turn it over, you can use the eraser on the other side. That comes in very handy. And if you have buttons on your pen, that's good too, because you can set it to the hand tool, and when you're trying to move about, when you're zoomed in, you can just press the button, use the hand tool, drag the pen along, and it moves the canvas for you rather than you having to pick up the hand tool each time or anything like that. It just makes your life a whole lot easier. So if you're thinking of buying one, that's what you need to do. Anyway, right, let's get into this. So what I'm going to start off by doing is just taking a single line weight. You just guess estimate the thickness to whatever you want. I think I'm using about a 10 or something, I can't really remember. And yeah, start mapping in the line work. So the initial sketch is really very rough, so you don't have to follow it too much. It's good to see what I'm doing with the petals. I kind of bring them out, then go around with some random shape and then bring them back in at an angle. So a lot of people I've seen drawing petals where they're pretty much just a blob. You don't do that. You want to add some jagged bits to them, and you want to have them coming back in at the edges, if you see what I mean. And with leaves, a good tip is to put the line that goes through the leaf slightly closer towards the top or the bottom, whichever way around you want the leaf to face, and that will make the shading look a lot better. So you'll see what I mean. I'll shade it when I shade it in a minute. Now the thicker line weight going around the edge, this one just goes right around the edge of the whole thing really. Gives some separation between the rose and the leaves, and also between the rose and the background. And I'll also go around the leaves, and I will go around a few of the lines in the centre of the rose as well. But for now, I'm just thickening out around the edge. That's the main thing really, because it makes it pop out from the background. And the next step after this, I'll tell you now because the video moves quite quickly after this, is I add a couple of texture layers, well, a texture layer and a colour layer. So what they'll do, you'll see in a minute, is the texture layer adds, as it says on the tin, a texture. So I've picked a watercolour texture, which I've got open in Photoshop. You can just Google it. No one's going to care if you nick their watercolour texture, and unless you sell it, if you start selling stuff, I guess they might get annoyed. Right, don't do that. Completely ignore my advice. I'll probably get you in trouble. But find one, buy one. Buy one. There we go. Buy one off someone who makes them. Yeah. Anyway, so you take that, stick it over the top, and it gives it a nice texture, makes it look a bit more authentic. And then I got another one which has little sort of spots of brown, and it is mainly a brown layer, but it has spots of darker brown in it. I just stuck that over the top and set the blending mode on that to colour. Oh yeah, and the blending mode for the texture is darken, I think. Can't really remember, but that one usually seems to work well. That just allows darker colour to show through underneath. And now I'm going to start shading. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the wand tool, magic wand tool. You want to set the what's it called? Whatever the thing is that at the top, there's a number, and just set it to 100. Because because then it gets close up to the lines as possible. So yeah, I've just got a nice feathered brush. I'm just switching between the wand tool and the brush tool, pressing B and W to go between them, and it makes it quicker than having to press them each time. So use the hotkeys. And now I'm going to go around the edge, put a bit more pigment around the edge. Well, it's not pigment, is it? I'm used to that. Darker pixels around the edge, there we go, to give it the impression that the leaves are curving, if you see what I mean. A bit more black around the edges. It's looking good to me so far, so now it's time to move on to colour. So, oh no it's not, it's time to add a bit of exposure, just play about with the levels a bit to make the gradient a bit more dramatic, a bit harsher gradient, because I don't like it to be too soft really with traditional stuff like this. So now what I'm doing is I selected the whole area of the rose. I did a couple, just painted them in to show you, you can just paint them if you want, but it's easier just to select the whole area by going onto the layer of the line work, using the magic wand tool, selecting the whole area and just filling it in with red. So now doing a bit of yellow in there. Oh, also I reduced the opacity of the red slightly because I don't like things to be too strong colour, but we're going to sort that out in a minute with another layer anyway. So now I'm doing some leaves. It's good to not do the leaves all the same colour. Do some of them slightly browner tone, some of them a slightly greener tone. Just play about with the colours until you get them sort of to what you like. So just playing about with a bit of opacity there, but that's more, I do that at the end usually. Right, this is the brown. I've put this layer, just filled it with brown, stuck the blending mode to colour I believe, and reduce the opacity slightly to give it a nice vintage sort of tint. And then I made a new layer, put a bit of brown around the edges to give it a kind of vignette effect, and now I've selected the outer edge of the rose from the line work layer. I put some yellow in, but then I just thought it would look better blue. So I used colour overlay and set it to blue. And now what am I doing? This is going a bit fast, getting out of breath here. Now I'm reducing the opacity of some of the colours to make them stand out a bit more from the black. And it is done. If you have any questions, just let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like it, subscribe to my channel because I'm going to be doing loads more of these, so if you liked it then subscribe, and let me know what you want to see. I'm basically going to do this by requests, so you want to see me draw something, whatever it is, well, not anything, but within reason. I know what people can be like on the internet, and I will have none of that. So nice things to draw. If you have any suggestions, just let me know. You can leave them in a comment, and I think that's everything. So thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys again soon.